Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of The Table. Today I've got with me.
I'm Antonia Howard. I'm a news anchor and a journalist.
And I've got.
I'm Sierra Greenwood. I am an auditor.
So we've talked about some of the downsides to being a female and working in Sierra Leone. What are the upsides to what are the benefits to being a female and working in Sierra Leone?
I feel like one of the benefits for me has always been when other people come up to me and they tell me that they are proud of me, even though they don't know me. They're proud of me as a young woman who has achieved this much at such a young age, and it feels good. It makes you feel like, oh, maybe this is worth it. This hustle is worth it.
Yeah. What about you?
I think it's the same thing because it's so rare.
Mm.
I wouldn't say it is very, very, very rare. There's so many women who have succeeded or made it in their own fields, and they are recognized in Sierra Leone. In the day and age in which we live in, there's so many girls or young women choosing the wrong path. And so every time you meet someone, they're always proud, they're always supportive. Just seeing someone as young as you are, just carrying the head above their shoulders and, just at least seemingly taking the right path and, doing something good and obviously contributing to whatever it is in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I think as women as well, we actually need to come together and support us, which is why, this whole new, presidency and stuff, we want to see more women in roles so that younger females can have that opportunity to be like, I can be that one day. You need that role model to look up to, whether subconsciously or consciously. Like, you need a role model, and even if it's just seeing somebody like yourself, doing something, it gives you that passion and that move to do it yourself. So, what advice would you give somebody who wanted to follow in your footsteps? What advice would you give someone who wanted to, be an auditor, to be a journalist?
All right. I think for someone who wants to, first of all, you need to have the intention. You have to know, this is what I want to do, and I want to do it at this particular time, because timing counts as well. And so once you know what you want to do, it's just about finding the right people who can guide you in that particular direction. There are so many people who have been working in journalism or broadcasting here in Sierra Leone, and so if you could just reach out to them, and probably they could serve as mentors for you. But it also means you need to take things more seriously, as in you don't play with a job or a career. So if you're serious about it, then you need to be serious about it. Basically, that's it. What else? I think basically that's it. It's just about believing in yourself and, finding the right people and just, doing what you need to do at the time you need to do it. And that's basically it. Yeah.
And you see it?
I would say know your stuff. I mean, I'm speaking to women now, as young women, the last thing you want is to go to some job and you're a young woman and everybody's eyeing you, and then you go there and then you have no idea what you're doing. Trust me, it's embarrassing. I know this. But know your stuff. You have to go to school. You have to be serious in school. You have to be serious out of school, because, your career affects your life. So if you're, have fun, let loose. But if you're somebody who takes everything loosely. If you're somebody who takes everything loosely and you're lazy and you're complacent, this career, especially in the accounting world, is very tasking, and you need time, you need energy, and you need knowledge and skills.
Speaking of time, that's a lot of a lot of resource that goes into working in broadcasting or journalism. For example, I can give you a summary of my day. I wake up at 4 a.m. I leave home around 6 or 6:30, and then the morning program starts at 8 to 10. and then I'm at the office the whole day producing news. The last thing I do is anchor the news, which goes on at 9 p.m. So that's a very long day. So there's
Do you
a
do
lot
this
of
every day?
almost on a daily basis. I think only one day within the week I go home early.
So you have from 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. basically?
Yeah.
Wow.
Within the day, you might take some time off and take a nap. Yeah, but it's such a machine.
Yeah.
It's such a machine. So you have to keep going and going and going and going. So there's a lot of time when it comes to broadcasting, and at the end of the day, you're so tired, and so you just need to know that if this is something you want to do. Yeah.
So do you take like breaks in between all of this? Because surely it must take its toll on you sometimes.
It does, it really does. Like I said, this is you first of all have to have that in your mind, so you know that in fact there's no time off, because people watch TV every single day, and the news has to go on whether it's Sunday or Saturday. There's no weekend. People watch TV.
Yeah.
So probably based on the organization or institution you work for, they can organize like day offs or time offs for you, so that you can just have a bit of a rest, so that you're fresh in the week. But it's everywhere in the world. Broadcasting is such a machine. Yeah. On and on.
And even in the accounting world, like there are days when you leave work at around 9 p.m. Because you have such a tight deadline, and the client gives you your deadline, so you can't tell the client like I want to leave at this time.
Yeah.
So if they tell you they want their accounts prepared in a week, you have, and especially if it's a big client, you're not going to leave work till 10 o'clock at night. So full days.
As young people, like, does this take a toll on your social life? Like, where's your social life? Where's your social life, guys? I mean, it's not everyday work.
The good thing is, for the kind of people that we are, especially like I mentioned before, we did go to school together. So we established that friendship or sisterhood with all of our friends who went to school together with us. And so we had already established a social life. And so they understand the kind of work that we do. And it's not really much of a bother, because, we were even sisters before everyone found a job.
Yeah. So
when you get to a certain stage in life, you don't really necessarily need a social life per se, as long as you have people around you who you connect to, whom you love.
Yeah.
Basically, it works.
Can I just say that I love their friendship group, by the way. I know like most of them, and you're the friendship girl. How long have you guys known each other for now?
How old are we?
I would say about 15 to
20 years.
Yeah.
This is a quick question. Is it easier because, like, coming from the UK, people don't genuinely keep friends that long. People just tend to float in and float out of your life.
Yeah.
Is it easy here in Sierra Leone to have that kind of friendship? Because when I first moved here, I was like, friendship groups are here, and it's so hard as coming from the outside in to slot into these groups. So is it easy? No, it is. Like, like I didn't grow up with you guys. I don't know. You guys have your experiences and stuff. So for someone who's coming from the outside in, how do they, integrate with people who already have this?
Because Freetown is such a small community of people, I think it's easier to have friends for a long while. Whether you're on good terms or not, that's a different issue, but it's easier to maintain friendships for a long, extended period of time.
Yes, I think so. I think so too. It's easier for you to maintain friends because it's not like, for example, because the UK and America, anywhere outside Sierra Leone, they're such big places. They're such big places. Sierra Leone is such a small country, you would not believe. But almost everyone in Freetown, we usually say, they know each other. We all know each other, whether by name or just by saying, we use the same roads all the time. You just become familiar with everyone. It's such a small community, so it's easy for you to make friends. I think keeping friends though is it's about personality and
Yeah.
character and who you want in your circle.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
it. Yeah.
And I think we're so blessed that our characters and the characters of our friends that we're all in the same group with, like it just, like God just said, okay, you are going to be friends with her, you're going to be friends with her. Like it's just, we're created for each other.
So, one piece of advice you would give anybody who is relocating back to Sierra Leone in your respective fields, what should they look out for?
That's a tough one. Okay, first of all, you would have to get used to the idea that Sierra Leone is not really up there yet. So don't come with your hopes up. I mean, not to disappoint you entirely, but you have to understand the situation in which you're working. I mean, Sierra Leone is a country of about 7 million people. For now, we only have about 3 private-owned television stations. It's a small business. People don't really invest in the media here. So coming here, you also need to be innovative to thrive. You need to be innovative. You also need to adapt to the environment or the situation under which you would work. So I think that's the only thing you need to know. Don't come with your hopes high, like I'm going to sit in an office with 24/7 air condition. You know, it's not possible. It's not possible. So, you know, just have it at the back of your mind that it's not the same place. Where you're coming from and where you're coming into, it's not the same. Yeah.
I'll pick from what she said. You have to be able to adapt because totally different working conditions, totally different pay. I mean, the firm I work in, I'm sure if you compare the pay that staff in my level get here compared to people in the UK, so you have to be aware of that. It's not going to be raining dollar bills. I mean, it's just what it is.
Another quick question. Do you think there's a need for more broadcast and television stations, like privately owned, and more privately owned accounting firms in Sierra Leone? Yes,
Right. Of course, yes. I think the media landscape here needs to grow a bit more. It will give young people more opportunities. It will also give the audience generally a variety of things to choose from. So there's definitely a need for more television stations or radio stations or anything media. If Sierra Leone is going to compete with people outside or countries outside, even in the sub-region, then we need to grow. We need to grow a bit.
Yeah, definitely what she said. There's always a need for more. Like we're such a small country, and the organizations that we have, they're very few. So there's always a need for more.
Wonderful. I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you all for watching. We're just going to give a special shout out to Two Guys Restaurant today for allowing us to use their space. Make sure you visit Two Guys Restaurant at 71 Wilkinson Road. They have great breakfast, great lunch, great desserts. So visit Two Guys Restaurant. And thank you, ladies, for coming on In Freetown today. We've really enjoyed having you guys on.
Thank you for having us.
I'm gonna bring y'all back. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in our next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you guys in the next video. See you later.
The next time we have something to talk about.
Do your best YouTube impression.
Hi guys, today we're going to talk about makeup and all of that stuff. So today the foundation I'm going to be using is MAC 55.
Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about how to keep you smelling fresh
In the summer. We don't have summer here, but still.
We do.
We have dry season.
Yes, how to keep you smelling fresh during the dry season.